The Dramatic Arts program at Brock University presents AnthropoScene on October 30th at the Marilyn I. Walker School of the Performing Arts. And we have Professor David Fancy with us. Dr. Fancy, you wrote and will be directing this play. This is a really, when I'm looking at the breakdown of it, it sounds very deep.
For sure. What we like to do in our program is make sure that the students are encountering material that really connects with things that are important for them. In this case, the future of the planet, climate crisis, global conflict, but in a way that is interesting and dynamic, makes them think, makes them have to grapple with the material. And so we're always doing that. And I just thought this would be a nice project to bring them right into that mix.
It's inspired, you say, by Shakespeare's The Tempest. Can you tell me how?
Shakespeare's The Tempest famously involves a white magician who goes and controls a group of nature spirits and people of color. So it's a pretty early example of what we might call a text with some racist elements in it. So that's part of our theatrical heritage. My question is, what do we do with that? So we've unpacked it, and it's a very different story, and we show the guy having a very different journey, and all of these other people kind of coming to the fore and telling their own stories.
You bring up a good point, because it is part of our cultural heritage. Shakespeare has been taught for so many years at the high school level, at the university level as well. When you look at some of these and open them up, sometimes they need some updating.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I can't pretend to speak for Shakespeare, but any good playwright is creative and fun and is adjusting to the moment that they're in and is really trying to be tuned into the times. So that's exactly what we've done with this. It's demanding, but it's also playful, and we're just opening up to the world that we live in. And that's exactly what we want our students to experience.
12 students on stage, another 30 behind the scenes. How have things gone as far as rehearsals?
Things have been good. People are really glad to be back in the studio working in person. There's pent-up desire for creativity. People have been really committed, and it's excellent to see staff and faculty working together with students to get them trained for the next part of their career. So it's been excellent and a lot of fun.
Can you take me through some of it? Because I know there's some music involved, some original music as well.
Yeah, so I like a good vibraphone. So we've got a vibraphone player on stage. There's some live music. We've got an excellent student sound designer who's brought a whole bunch of great music in to bear. It's not a night at the theater without a couple of dance numbers, so we checked in a few of those as well. My feeling is if you're going to put the audience through their paces and say, hey, folks, let's take a close look at the world we live, you got to leave them with some sugar on the table on their way out. So we're making sure that it's, in all seriousness, we're having some really good creative times as we investigate the challenges of the world that we live in.
As I said off the top, you wrote this. Did you collaborate? Did you pick the brains of students on where some of this should go?
Well, what we did is so I came to the table with a text, and I said, listen, folks, I'm not going to be the sort of the domineering playwright here. Let's see what works for you. So there was one or two sections where they thought, we want to have our own voice in here. So I'm like, absolutely. So there was some great participation in dealing, for example, students of color in the production. I said, listen, that's not, I clearly don't identify as having that experience. So I'm going to draw on your expertise to write and think through that part of the sequences. So it's in that way, writing it and directing it, but I think theater and any art form like it works really well when people are collaborating together, and the students have really stepped up to the plate with it.
October 30th, 2 p.m. Details. Do people have to get tickets?
We open this Friday night at 7:30, Saturday 7:30. You can go to Brock Tickets. Just Google Brock Tickets and you will be led to the portal, and you can get your tickets there online. It's easy. They'll send you something to your phone or to your computer for printing. We'd love to have the community enjoy this alongside us.
Dr. Fancy, break a leg.
Oh, very thoughtful. I will indeed. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for your time.